Thanks for joining us. I'm Deplorable Knitter. This is Ann Pinkava, and this is Politically Correct Knitters live from the Knitting Wars. Although right now it's just me and Ann, so hey.
Hey.
What's happening?
Hopefully more people will file in later, but we have to be kind of prompt today because I have to leave early. So
Ann has things to do or something, whatever.
Got places to be.
Right? Whatever. I don't know what that means, but okay, take care. The comments. I don't know what was going on, but apparently Adam is now a warlock, and he's being advised not to knit his beard into his garments. So, I mean, that is always good advice.
That's true. That's true. I'm sure that Neil would also advise for that.
I wonder if Neil's ever knit his beard in it. I mean, I knit my hair into my stuff sometimes, right?
It makes sense.
Cat hair, people hair. You know, that's what it is. So,
but I'm sure that Neil is very busy with the upcoming issue of Blocked.
Yeah. Maybe he's not coming because of that. I don't know. I didn't hear about it.
I don't know.
So,
but yeah, I have to adjust the crown of my hat still.
Did he say so?
Says he said so.
Oh, says he's the tech editor, so if she says so, then that means you got to do it.
Here, I will bring my hat over one moment.
Mm-hmm. Hey, your picture is so different from your real life. You're not translucent in it. What's up with that?
Wow, I don't know.
You look downright swarthy in that picture compared to real life. You've got like a tan and everything.
Well then.
I'm just saying.
I have been outside before. Not often.
Not often, just on occasion.
Just on occasion.
Well, yeah, my eyebrows are doing something weird. Sorry, friends.
So yeah, my got to figure out, make sure my decrease math is decreasing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do like this hat though.
It looks cute on you. If I did that, people would laugh and point. So I'm more of a beanie person.
Well,
that's okay.
Anyways,
Adam likes it. He says it looks rad.
Oh, thanks, Adam.
So,
but anyways, what have you been working on?
Hi. It's our first full week back from vacation. I have been homeschooling my kids. I cleaned a house today. I took them to drama. I've thought about knitting. I've looked at patterns that talk about knitting. I've touched a lot of yarn, but I haven't actually done any knitting. So, what about you?
Well, I've been making more of these squares. I've gotten back to doing that for my advent calendar from Lynn. My I almost said Alice in Wonderland. Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz. So yeah, this is, I think, my 6th square of these specific 4 colors. So I'm getting smaller and smaller bits of yarn, but we'll see how far I can make it.
Okay, well, that's nice. I would like to knit. I like to think about knitting, but so far it hasn't happened. There's comments about how cold it is at everybody's house. Adam says it's negative 30 in Canada. Well, as cold as a corpse's armpit.
Yeah, today was below 0 all day. Tomorrow it will warm up to 0. That's the forecast.
Well, that's nice.
Next week we shall be above freezing, so that'll be exciting.
It was 9 here, but they said the feel like was negative 12. So I don't know if it counts as being warm enough. I don't know. 29 in Dallas. What?
Well, coldish for Dallas, I guess.
That's really cold for Dallas, isn't it?
I think so.
Doesn't it not get cold in Texas?
Not really.
Please excuse me for 1 second. Show off your knitting some more. One of my kids is exploding next door to me. So I'll be right back.
Well, yeah, I have a lot of knitting. Once I figure out the hat problem thing, Sparrow Cowl should be in next issue of Blocked very excited. Yeah, I have a fat stack of squares. That's also fun.
Sorry about that. Ooh, 5 degrees in Pittsburgh.
Whew. It's been snowing in Pittsburgh.
So what was going on? Anne gave my kids the Achromatic Chronicles by Jay Davis. Is that his last name?
David, I think.
And they were concerned that maybe we were interviewing him right now because I told them we were going to try to, and they really want to talk to him. That's what was happening. So
well, that's adorable.
They are in love with the books. And I guess there are worse things that we could have going on, right? So
yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have talked to him maybe next month. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, this month's almost over.
Yeah.
I don't have time this month. Well, I mean, I have time. But I feel like we went on vacation and this month Ian's been gone for like 2.5 months. I don't know what's going on, man. So yes, but that's why. And they also wanted to know if they could have candy rocks, chocolate rocks. Did you get any chocolate rocks when you were with us, Anne?
I did, yes.
Yes. They're very excited about chocolate rocks even now.
It really, really fulfilled my need to eat fish tank gravel. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, that's more or less what it looks like, but they just think it's hilarious that they're rocks. Okay, excuse me. Debbie Loves Yarn says it's 39 in Anchorage, Alaska today. Why is it warmer in Alaska than it is in Texas? What kind of hellscape are we living in?
They have the ocean.
I don't know, man.
And currents and the rest of us.
Not the Hunter Biden rocks. I don't know what the Hunter Biden rocks are. No, I think that's drugs. No, we don't give those to my kids. They're actually chocolate rocks. So they're chocolates that look like rocks. And yeah. Anyway. So it's freezing here. I had to put on my sweater. My brother saw me in it yesterday and he told me that, well, he didn't tell me. He just said, "Hey, Fred Rogers, what's up?" So I assume that he's trying to tell me that I look like Mr. Rogers in my sweater, which I don't really care because it's really warm.
Most of Mr. Rogers' sweaters had zippers. Come on, know your sweaters.
I think that he was just more or less referring to the fact that I was wearing an old man cardigan is what was going on. And he's my brother, so, you know. Chocolate comes from... Sorry. Adam's going to be my neighbor. Well, thank you. Thank you, friends. That's nice. Oh, my good gracious. So, I don't know. I have not been... Like, I really want to knit a sweater. Can I tell you this? I so much want to knit a sweater. Like, so very badly. But I know me. And I'm going to really be excited about it. And then I'm going to start knitting it. And then I'm going to find something else that's shinier and more interesting. And then it'll be like all my other half-finished sweaters that are half-finished. And so, I don't know. Ooh. So that's what's going on with me and my knitting. That's also why I'm not knitting, because I want to knit a sweater really badly. I really like this one, but I don't want to make another, old man cardigan. I use this as a blanket. We drove from New York to Florida, and I use this as a blanket. Like, I had my feet up on the dashboard, and it's big enough that I was able to wrap it around my toes and have it up to like right here. So, nice. Yeah. Why don't you finish an existing sweater? Because that doesn't make me feel as excited as thinking about a new project, Lisa. That's why. That's the ADHD going on right there.
Mm-hmm.
What up?
Yay!
Layout. Ooh. Sorry, friends. We're a little bit. There we go.
That's better.
Hi, Amy.
It's spread out a little.
And also, Lisa said that Canada needs to come get their weather out of her yard. And when I read that about Adam being in the 51st state, it reminded me that I wanted to talk about the hockey players. You heard about Canada booing us, right? They booed our national anthem, and we got into 3 fights in the first 9 seconds, and then we proceeded to beat them.
It was awesome.
Badly.
That's important. It's important to, settle the score and then play the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I get it. Canada's not thrilled about Trump making all the jokes about being the 51st state and stuff, but you don't boo us. We're supposed to be friends. So,
but also it's like, get butch, Canada. Come on. Okay, fine. You're booing us. We'll fight you back and we'll win. Come on.
Yeah. No, we're going to beat you up. So, I love hockey. I met my husband at a hockey game. We were a blind date and we went to a hockey game. It was a lot of fun. But I also like lacrosse. You guys, is lacrosse a thing around you guys or no?
No.
No?
No.
We have a team. We have a team in our city. I mean, they're not professional, but they are. I love it. It's like hockey, except they run around and throw balls instead of hitting things with sticks. But similar, very similar. It's a lot of fighting. That's really the best part.
Best part, being sort. So, how's it been, Amy?
Hello. It's been good. I got a big box that said PIK that I have not been able to open yet, except more than the top, because I was hurrying to get in here.
Oh, that's a
It looks like it's a big box of baby stuffs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you.
I have to send you stuff.
It's okay.
I will. I have it. It's all in a bag.
There's always more babies. So
I'm getting closer.
That's true. Well, I had a forced deadline because, I mean, you won December of Knit Long and Prosper. So I'm like, I need to get her baby stuff. Oh, that means I should send the rest of the baby stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
it's okay.
Yeah, it's close. So, Failsafe says hockey, soccer, and lacrosse are essentially the same game. Soccer is not the same. Hockey and lacrosse are close, but not soccer.
I did want to say that it has been one day since my yarn purchase, and it isn't this, but I wanted to show it off anyway.
Okay.
Because a chicken lady done got me with some of her stuff on sale and the coupon code, and then 5% goes to let them know for to the babies. It's for the babies. It's for the babies. So, but I got me some Tina yarn.
Ooh.
This is Love is a Battlefield, which did I order that? I guess I did. And the pink one, which is really what I wanted. I don't really care, Margaret. Yes, I did order this one. I just don't remember being called that. I just like the colors.
I like the colors together a lot.
This one's just, yes. That is, as Liz called it, what did Liz say? It was eye blinding. So Tina.
Nice.
I have a sticker on my phone. I don't know if you can see him. Not the con one. The con one's obvious, but behind it I have a baby.
Oh, I don't really care. Yeah.
That's new since I saw your phone. I was trying to figure out what that other thing was.
Oh, I was a little confused with the wild William Shatner. He shouldn't be.
Stalker there.
I didn't realize that's what it was. All right, I got you.
So,
that's
other than that, life. It's been life. Mm-hmm. I get to go to a real yarn store tomorrow for another knit night.
Wow.
Like a real life in person knit night?
Like a real life girl, like a real knit night.
What? A real person.
Real person.
You're gonna be there with other real people?
With other real humans.
Amazing.
So that will be fun.
Adam would like to know who your favorite Doctor Who is, Amy.
Don't start with me, sir.
Oh, is this a thing? I thought this was a conversation. Did I miss something?
No, Adam and I were friends, and we're not friends because he said Tennant is not a good doctor. So he's in punishment. He's in timeout for right now.
Well, Adam is wrong.
Okay.
But Tennant
Adam
is my
wrong.
favorite doctor.
Do you both disagree with him?
Well, I don't disagree with his choices. He also prefers Eccleston and Tom Baker, which are fine, wonderful, and good. But 10 is my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. So. What about you, Anne?
No, I'm with Amy. And of the old Doctor Who, I would say 5 is my favorite. I like Peter Davison best.
So there you go.
It's all pops and buzzes to me, man.
I know. Well, okay, 8 was pretty good too, but he only had a film.
Yeah, he just had the one, and and it wasn't that great. So
Movie wasn't that great. He was a charming doctor.
yes, he was. Yes.
Apparently, Matt Smith was good too.
Yeah, but not as good as 10 and 9 and 8 and others. It's kind of like this cilantro tastes like soap. Like it's very, you're either one team or the other. Okay. You're either 10 or 11 if you watch New Who.
So does cilantro taste like soap?
Yes.
What about you, Anne?
Nope.
No, me neither. I like cilantro.
And yet I still eat. I love Mexican food, so that does not stop me. So
interesting.
Does not stop me.
8 was in the Horatio Hornblower series as well. Okay, cool.
I actually, my understanding of the Horatio Hornblower series, I saw a couple episodes ages ago. I'm like, this is not very good. Also, what's his face? Incredibly charming, and in the officer's uniform too. This is fantastic. What a plot line, not so good.
I have never seen it, but now I'm intrigued.
I have never seen it, but my stepdad is obsessed, and so I hear about it a lot. And my mom watches a lot.
My understanding is that the books are incredible, but the show was like, eh. But it's got boats.
And who's the charming actor?
What's his face? Who hasn't?
What's his face? Obviously.
But he was in the older Fantastic Four. He was Mr. Fantastic, and he was in that Amazing Grace movie. That guy. His first name's something like Ione, but that's not it.
I have no idea.
Means nothing to me, man.
Iris knows.
Huh?
Iris has it.
What?
This guy. He's Welsh, so nobody knows how to say his name.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Because I'm assuming that's an I and not his name is not Loin, correct?
Not that I know.
That would be unfortunate.
But the Welsh do be that way.
So that's lovely. I don't know anything about it, but cool.
It's important to know your 12 British actors, okay?
I know. 3 sets,
he's
12
Welsh,
British actors. Yeah.
Also.
But I know, I can't think of his name. Never mind. So I guess I don't know any of them.
That's
jeez.
Name where this British actor is from.
I know, right?
I don't know how to do that game. So
that would be too long. There'd be too many. So anyway, what else is new besides all the winning and all the wailing and all the? I don't know if you noticed. I had to change my name.
Why did you have to change your name?
Just because one man on the internet was upset, so I thought I should revisit my entire life choices because one person was upset.
Wow.
So no. I brought a troll to knit night last night, which was fabulous. Someone named Monster Liquor didn't want to watch a show with somebody named Pro Life Knitter on it, which I did not get to ask the man, do the monsters consent to the licking? Because I'm big about the consent.
That's what happens if you keep talking about dinosaur porn.
So I got a question. Yeah, I don't know how we ended up his algorithm, but I made his little feelings hurt because he couldn't be with somebody who was anti-choice. So for tonight, I am the artist formerly known as Pro Life Knitter.
He was anti-choice. Does that mean he's on the same page as you?
No, I'm anti-choice.
Oh,
he said. So he didn't want to be. He couldn't be around someone. To which we were wondering.
Why was a dude named Monster Liquor watching Knit Night anyway?
That's kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, maybe it was the dino porn. I don't know. Maybe it was, but like, do you go to the grocery stores and like tap people on the shoulder and be like, "Excuse me, I need your stance on vaccines and abortion and politics before I can stand behind you and check out with my bananas"? Like, I mean, is that a thing? Is that a thing?
that thing?
So,
Do you leave
know.
every room where someone disagrees with you on political
right.
things?
I wish they would.
So
And
Midnight has
I know
made
that.
it. They had a troll, or they had a fence. Somebody left an offense, and yes, I did it.
Good.
you is somebody.
So you know me,
Okay.
sarcasm is my love language. So I figured I'd change my name.
I figured there was something going on with that. I don't know, man.
You know me and sarcasm. So
So what you working on?
I did my sock for our cult leader for blocked.
Nice.
For our cult leader?
But well, yeah, no, we're his harem, and you know he's our cult leader. So,
Oh
but
yeah,
I don't
harem
really.
or cult or just a harem cult?
I
Yeah,
missed
is
the
there a
memo.
name for a harem leader? Like, what's the name for the guy that leads the harem?
I don't know. I'll find
So
out.
I'm going with cult leader. So I don't really need another pair of DK socks, but the historic snowfall in Louisiana made me realize I need mittens.
Okay.
So I did the one that I needed for the magazine, which the pooling, not a fan of pooling, but it does look like a king cake, so I can't deny that. This is Tina's king cake yarn. Um, so I don't really need more socks. So this one may get ripped out, but I'm working on a mitten. So much
Okay.
better appropriate striping and pooling. I like that much better. So
Yeah, I'm not a fan of pooling myself.
no, I don't mind if it does like the whatever they call it. Liz called it last night. There's a word where it kind of does it in small sections, but the big glob, not a fan. So, but I'm just doing tin can knits. World's simplest mitten.
So I was trying to find out what the name of a guy is who's in charge of a harem, and the first article that comes up is 5 things to know about harems before you get one. I didn't know we could get them.
I didn't know there was like a vetting process to this. Like,
I-
could we get one?
What is the hierarchy in a harem? There's a woman that's in charge. She's the queen mother.
Oh. Well, he's
Is
a
that-
black lesbian, so he's the queen mother.
Yeah, okay.
Well, so what if a man's in charge?
I'm still looking.
Oh, okay. They're further down the instructions. Are there women-led harems? That's a thing.
Well,
No,
I
no,
think
no.
there's a hierarchy.
Oh yeah.
So like whatever the highest woman is, like
Oh.
like we're all in Neil's harem, but if I was in charge of the
Gotcha.
women, then I would be the queen mother.
Okay, so Tabitha's the queen mother.
Okay, yeah.
She's the head. Well, technically Neil's mom would be the queen mother, but if it was by those rules.
Ew.
Right. Yeah.
Ew. So the queen mother sets the rules and wields great power as the head of the harem hierarchy. She chooses the sexual partners for her sons and was in charge of training all the women.
Wait, I thought there was just one dude in a harem.
I don't know. Hold on. My kids are bugging me again.
Okay, we don't want to talk about no. We'll pause that. We'll table that discussion. For the moment. But I really thought that was.
Well,
just
I think
the one
if you're the queen and you're choosing the harem members for your son, you can also choose it for your other sons.
Yeah. But then there's a chief black eunuch who guards the harem. So is that Neil? What's happening here?
I had no idea this was the structure of a harem. I just thought it was a dude who had a lot of power and control, and women did what he wanted.
And the chief harem eunuch was called the master of the girls.
Oh no, we don't like that.
Or chief black eunuch. He has 2 names. And there are like Muslim names in here, but I'm not even going to pretend that I can say them. So,
Well, there's a lady on Twitter who, with all the Elon Musk drama, compares the different women that Elon Musk has been with to different imperial concubines in ancient China, and it's hilarious. Of like, yes, the archetype over here and over here, and
Way too much time on her hands.
oh, I don't know. I think I'm enjoying it, but I'm, kind of rubbernecking the train wreck that is.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna go back to cult because I don't like the harem definition.
This harem thing got weird.
I don't like the harem definition.
I didn't mean it to. Sorry, friends. I was just trying to, educate myself.
I had no idea. There's I learned so much from you guys.
It's a learning experience. It's
It
a learning
is.
experience every time.
Interesting. Iris apparently is into these kinds of movies, and she knows about some of these characters. So apparently, if we have any more questions, we can direct them to Iris.
Oh, okay, good deal. We have a source, hopefully not on the inside, but a source.
Well, it's a popular thing in Japan, though, the harem animes.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So, and then you have the isekais, which that's the general term for guy dies or is otherwise transported to another world, and he's the hero and stuff. And a lot of those are also harem animes, where it's like, and all these women are in love with me.
Okay.
I don't think the women in the harem are actually in love with the guy, though. Like, I don't think that's a thing.
Well, women are weird in numbers.
No.
I wouldn't exactly say they weren't, but also it's like dominance hierarchies in women are different than dominance hierarchies in men. And both of them, there's an overlap of which guy or girl you're with. So it's kind of weird. Anyways.
Okay, yeah, that's not what blocked is.
That's not what blocked is. No, but in most harem animes, the whole internal power struggle of who gets with the guy is just light and fluffy. They don't get into the, girls cutting each other for political gain. That's not. Gotcha. Some of them are, but most of them are just fluffy.
Okie dokie.
Interesting.
Anyways.
Iris says it's mostly a way to gain power for your family. Yeah, that's the vibe
I was getting. That's kind of what I thought it was, but okay. I don't know.
Cool. Fun stuff.
It's always so educational.
Amy got 1 inch of snow 3 weeks ago, so now she has to have mittens. What happens?
I got more than 1 inch of snow.
A lot of snow.
I got 7 inches of snow. Thank you very much.
Amy got 7 inches of snow, and so now she has to have.
Now I have to make mittens. So
yeah,
but I mean, I have this much left, so I have plenty to finish this. I really don't think I'll have to rip the sock out, but I don't need one sock, so I'm going to have to rip it out eventually. But I don't mind. It's pretty yarn, so but
yeah,
I mean,
that's cool.
I mean, I could make them fingerless, but
But you're preparing for real winter, so you want fingers.
I am. They were very handy. I had no idea that wool was really like this magical thing that lets you pick up snow and you didn't feel the snow. I mean, I was genuinely, and I was learned. I was like, when you pick a person up, put them on a new planet, and they don't know how anything works. I'm like, what is this world that I don't understand?
You learn all the new.
It's things. Like I can touch it, but not with my hand.
I learned
so much. So,
it was fantastic. You're over there like everything is a beautiful and magical experience. And you're over here like, this sucks. Can't believe it. Snowed again. Stuck in my house.
Joy. I loved it. But it is going to get cold again this weekend, but not like snow cold. So I figured I'd get these done so I could have them for the weekend if I happen to go outside. But
right.
Or if it's when I have to go to work, but because I have to park outside. So it does get nippy in the car and touching the steering wheel. And I don't have a cool, handy dandy heated steering wheel like some people do. So,
Mm-hmm.
I got a swagger wagon car. So my eye has been driving me nuts. Oh yeah. So anyway. So I will tell you. I was gonna say I will tell you. I don't know about your guys's y'all. I can't say y'all's news, like locally, but like already on 2 different news stations this morning. Well, make sure you parents vaccinate your children because the measles outbreak is coming from Texas and 3 children have had it. So y'all need to make sure you get your measles vaccination and you're all up to date. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, wow, y'all are just like, I could have written the script. Like, literally.
This was very easy to predict.
I was like, wow, that's not at all shocking.
Oh.
Like, yes, sir, who's 400 pounds and clearly not healthy. Tell me more about how I should take better care of my children.
Anything to freak people out.
Well, he's like, cases in Texas, and we're right next to Texas. I was like, well, I wonder how they got them their cases. I just don't know how it could have come. I don't know. Surely it was the unvaccinated parents. It had to be. It had to be. Those are my high moms. It couldn't be any other reason that's connected to Texas. Not at all.
Nope.
Not at
Like,
all.
well, we're right next to Texas, and Texas is right next to
The Gulf of America.
Yeah.
Makes me so happy. DK ran away.
I guess. Yeah, she had to manage more stuff.
Yeah,
So how is your how are the collection for Let Them Live? Like, are you down on anything? Do you need anything?
I always need stuff.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, what is February? I think we're shipping the next, excuse my needles. Because now we do the whole like hospital go bags. So probably 95% of our moms get those. And so those involve shipping stuff directly to the person who's packing, which this quarter is thankfully not me, but it may be in the future. We'll see. So she's got what she needs for this shipment. And then the next shipment will be 3 months or 6 months after. I can't remember. And then we always need for like the next one ahead, and I ship, my eyes like drive me crazy. I ship for the moms who don't get those bags, which I am woefully behind shipping. I don't think I've shipped any for our babies born since like September, so I gotta catch up. But lifed, and they understand. But so I don't so much need hats at the moment, but she is going to need newborn hats for the one after this one. So like say 3 to 6 months now, we're really gonna need little newborn hats. And because those bags go with the mom, not with the mom, but they get sent to the mom for her to bring in the hospital go bag, so the baby booties and the little hats and the little, itty bitty, the little wrappy blanket things, and that's not the word. What's the word? Swaddling blankets.
Receiving blanket?
There we go. That word. All in a little bag with a diaper bag and like stuff for her, so this definitely the newborny stuff is much needed for those bags. But people don't have to like send them, like you can wait and send like, a big box of it to me. It's not like you have to send like right now,
Right.
Because I'm always taking and storing and putting away. And I have my regular donors who make some of the cutest things. I'm like, I open it, I'm like, I think I'm being all like helpful here with my little blanket, and then this like intricate sweater comes out, and I'm like, that's amazing.
Aww.
Like it's so cute. And some of them are like so tiny. Like I hold it up and it's like not much bigger than my hand. I'm like, this is the cutest thing ever. So always need stuff. So definitely.
And you have a Mardi Gras knit along, or maybe that finished.
I have a Mardi Gras make along. If anybody wants to play along, they will need to make something purple, green, and gold, or one of those 3 colors. You're not required to make purple, green, and gold because I get that's very, not so much everybody's style. I am not a benevolent dictator like Anne. It does need to actually be purple, green, or gold. It cannot be like, maroon and you're like, it's purple adjacent. No, it needs to be purple, green, or gold. You know what purple, green, or gold is. And just for the record, like this is, yellow, yes, but it is the gold of Mardi Gras gold. So when we say gold, Mardi Gras gold is actually kind of more yellowy. But so yellow/gold acceptable. And it'd be cool if you tag us on Instagram at Two Sisters in Me Arm. You don't have to, because we'll pick actual winners from either like emails or YouTube, because Mardi Gras not till March 4th, so people have time. So
nice.
And you know me, I won't pick a winner until like a week or two after I say I'm going to pick a winner.
Right.
Because I will be out of town for Mardi Gras, so I will not be paying attention to things. So yep, you can make whatever you want, whips, whatever. I don't care. You don't have to finish it. You don't have to finish it. Just, make something with those colors. Double, triple, quadruple. Do whatever you want with any of the other make-alongs or knit, crochet. So whatevs. Just make something.
Nice.
And tag us. And I have some cool prizes. I have some purple, green, and gold yarn that just so happened to have from Chicken Lady, which like when I cleaned out my stash, to which I've not remotely kept up with after that initial purging. Like I got to the number and I'm like, that's it, I'm done. I'm not putting any more in.
Like I've seen enough. I know it's
like,
all mine, but I've seen
more
enough.
comes in. Yeah, I haven't put it in my little spreadsheet. I made a spreadsheet, but no, I haven't put it in my spreadsheet.
Man,
so my brain, I'm still at 315 skeins of hand. That's where I'm sticking with. So I have a cool set of, I think it's worsted weight or chunky weight, but it's like perfectly purple, green, and gold. Not what she meant. Like it's just she had dyed a purple and a green and a gold, and I just so happened to buy them because I was like, oh, that looks very Martin Mardi Gras. Let me get that. Just so happens to be the perfect colors. And some stitch stoppers, and I got a cool bag from a viewer that's green, and if anybody else wants to do anything, that's cool. But hello again.
Hi, sorry about that. General nonsense.
Cheering, going cheering.
What was that?
I said cheering or going cheering.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like,
apologize.
Children.
I didn't understand what you were saying at first, but I got it. We're good. So
yeah. So that's about it. Other than that, I know DK wanted me to fangirl over my boy.
I do. I want to hear about it. I want to hear a little bit about some stuff.
I'm just excited. I'm just like, very excited and see what he does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pay attention to like politics the way Ann does, so I just kind of hear stuff like,
I'm just over here going like, he said he's going to investigate the SSRIs. I mean, at this rate, the cocaine will be back in the soda by the end of the month. This is fantastic.
I am down for that. Grandma was really happy when we had cocaine in her.
She got so much done around the house. It was incredible.
House was so clean. She made bread.
I mean, true.
I mean, I'm just like, people are just, they're losing their ever-loving mind. Of course, like, the nonstop, like, that don't have any understanding. I had a friend text me and she was like, so I have this friend and he's like going off about, and she likes RFK too, and she's like, and she's going off about how he's gonna be this, this, and this. She's like, but I don't know as much about him in the past. Like, what's helped me here. And I was like, well, what is his argument? Because I mean, I need to know why he thinks he's so bad before we proceed down this rabbit hole. Oh, I just echoed. But I think vaccines was the big thing for this guy, and which he brought up like the 70 dead kids in Samoa, and I'm like, okay, well that tells me right there he has zero understanding of anything about Bobby Kennedy and what happened. So I sent her a link to an article about it. I'm like, okay, well good luck with this, but he's probably not going to be open to anything but go for it, try, and people are like, well, he was a heroin addict. I'm like, like 35 years ago.
Like, how many in the government were heroin addicts when they were?
How many in the government are current heroin addicts?
Yeah. Yeah, but people. This is the thing, and Ann and I talked about it when we were in person. Like, people are people, and like my generation and her generation that grew up with like the internet, and you put anything out there, like we're all gonna learn from these things. Like,
right.
People are saying some stupid shit because they could, and now Neil just came and he said that he just forgot about us. I see how this is.
Well, come on, man. Well, like you said the other day on DK, like, well, I don't care. I don't care if he had an affair. I don't care if he, like, seriously, who cares? You're not marrying them. You're not sleeping with them. You're not going to church with them. They're doing their job. And people are like, well, who's an anti-gunner? Okay, he's not over that
He's
area.
on guns, so he can have whatever thought he wants to about it.
Right. He's not running the
You
EPA.
can be like,
He's
hey,
not.
he has this gun issue, and I'm like, yeah, I'm very against him on the gun issue.
Right.
Like I said, not what he's doing.
Not over the EPA or the whatever's over guns.
Right.
And,
but you know, it's funny to me that we had no issue with Rachel Levine or whatever that person's name was, and now we have a guy who's actually like health conscious and concerned with like real issues. And
he's not a doctor. Okay, well, there was one doctor in like the last 15 head of HHS.
The last one was a dude pretending to be a woman. Like, at least he's a guy who knows he's a guy. Like, we're making strides.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We didn't vote for him to be our pastor. Oh, and that's the other thing.
Right.
All these people who are like, we didn't vote for Elon. Well, we kind of did, because Trump was telling us what he was going to do, and then we voted for Trump. So, like, yes, indirectly, and also, these are the things that we wanted.
Whether you didn't vote for Fauci either, but people voted or cheated for the decisions to be in, although Fauci was before that, to be in place. You voted for them to make the decisions of who they're going to pick.
I think Fauci helped bring to light how important all these things are. Like, I think we've always known that they were important, but then, oh shit, all of that happened. And we were like, who is this guy? Nobody has ever even heard of him. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm like, look, I read the whole real Anthony Fauci book. Like, I've followed Bobby for a long time, and the dude is flipping genius. He's really smart. And if he says he's got the data, he's got the data. And in the confirmation stuff, they're like, well, will you promise that you won't make money from blah, blah, blah lawsuits? And I'm like, how many of y'all are making money from, your stock in Nancy Pelosi and, this lawsuit and this buyout and this lobbyist and blah, 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 blah. Like, seriously?
Well, that's what I was saying to Anne on Sunday, whenever we did our last thing, was that Nancy Pelosi makes like what, $220,000 a year, and she is worth $202 million. Like, excuse me, why are you worried about what he's doing?
How did that happen?
Go away, please. Thank you.
So, double standard? No, I don't want to hear it. So, do I agree with him on everything? No. But is he going to make all the vaccines?
Get like
people
banned before he got in?
Huh?
Like, I thought that happened. Like, Red 40 got banned before he even was in office.
No,
he was talking about it.
Red 5 or 3.
Oh, whatever. You know what I mean, though.
Not 40. But like, they're like, oh, he's gonna take away your vaccines. I'm like, what? I feel like that lady in that commercial. That's not how any of this works.
Yes.
It's like deregulation. Deregulation is the name of the game.
Like, first of all, nothing can change with the childhood schedule unless the ACIP makes changes and unless they repeal the 1986 law that Ronald Reagan passed. And that's not going to happen. They're not going to repeal that. So, be great if they did. Be great if they did, because then it would make vaccine manufacturers liable again. But they will not do that. And he still has to uphold the laws of the land. He can't make new laws.
But are you sure that they don't just run around and do whatever they want? Oh wait, no, that's the Democrats.
No,
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm confused. No, it's just.
Yeah, so I mean, the man has only ever said anything that he wants: transparency, safety, and accountability. I don't see what the problem with that is.
I'm a fan.
Like,
sounds
all the free speech is actually fascism, and you're like, what?
Right. I mean, people are like, well, babies are gonna start dying, and I'm like, people, your doctor tells you to only introduce one allergen food at a time. However, at the same time, they tell you to inject stuff that's not safety tested, and like 15 at once. Not but a lot. Like, I read the schedule the other day as a refresher. I was like, holy crap, I didn't realize how many it was. Especially the 6-month visit and the 12-month visit. Oh my word.
I think at the 6-month visit, my kid had a reaction, and after that, we stopped doing them all at once.
Right.
their leg got like all swelled up and hot and red, and
yeah,
a lot of screaming. There was a lot of that kid screamed a lot anyway, but there was more that day than usual. Yeah.
Again, that would have been a vaccine reaction that should have been reported to
it wasn't.
VAERS.
But my doctor was cool and was like, hey, we don't need to do this one and this one and this one, and we can like spread them out. And it was the person I was 12 years ago is not the person I am now. And so
no, and I'm not judging that. I'm just saying that.
No. I'm just saying, like, talking about it now, I'm like, why was I even doing that? But it didn't even dawn on me back then. Like,
but I mean,
it's just
how many parents had that same experience and have no idea that the vaccine adverse reporting system even exists?
Right.
And that it's their responsibility to report it, not the physician. Although the physician should, they should, but you have to push for it to get reported. Mm-hmm.
Nope, I had no idea. And now, but you know what's cool now? My doctor was asking about a couple of things, like the flu. I mean, they did the obligatory, do you want your COVID vaccine? I said, no, nobody wants that. And they never asked again. And then, like, every year they're kind of like, hey, are you guys going to get flu shot? And I'm like, no, we're good. All right, cool. I'm happy about that, at least,
They want 6 months olds to have 2 shots of the COVID vaccine.
Why?
Money.
I don't like it. I don't know.
Money. And because they put the COVID vaccine on the childhood schedule, that means it is now through the court, the vaccine in VIC. So that means you can't sue if something happens to the COVID vaccine.
Yeah, that's no good.
Whether you're an adult or whether you're a child.
I don't like it.
Nope. So I don't understand why safety and transparency and I mean, the man sued the federal government that said, hey, in 1986, you guys said you were going to do safety studies for the next however many years, every so often, so that we could prove that we were continuing to give our children safe and effective vaccines. Mm-hmm. Did y'all do the studies? Nope. Mm-hmm. Nope, we didn't. Sorry.
What?
We were supposed to, but we didn't.
Oh no, my homework is late.
It's 35 years late.
40 years late. What
40 years late. Literally.
Jeez.
I think it was like 35 when he sued him. But yeah, now it's still 40 years late. We still don't have them.
That's crazy. I know I didn't realize all the vaccine stuff until I met a couple of moms that were different. And one of them was like, because New York State makes you do everything, right? We're over-regulated to the, eyeballs. But she was talking about, like, if they made the HPV vaccine mandatory for school attendance, that she would take her kids out of school. And I'm like, but why? That was my first, like, conversation where I was like, oh, something's going on here.
Yeah. Well, people genuinely, like, people our age are like, well, what's the big deal? It's vaccines. I got vaccinated. What's wrong? And I'm like, guys, look at the 1985 schedule and look at the 2025 schedule. And if that doesn't make you pause for a second and go, then I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and I think living through COVID too, and then like the vaccine, and then making the kids get it and stuff when kids weren't getting sick, it's kind of like made everybody kind of go,
Right.
It seems like a money thing. Oh God, we're gonna be.
You're so not getting this one monetized.
No, this is not gonna. I just realized that. Whatever. Fuck it. So
you'll get a little warning box.
Or it'll be monetized, but we get these yellow dollar signs on those ones that says that they don't have any ads that are suitable for our stuff.
Oh, well, we don't get the pharma ads.
You would think they would just take that opportunity to be like, here's a vaccine ad. Like, you would think they would, take that. Because I'll watch, like, anti-MLM content, and I've had quite a few times where there's an ad for, like, a coaching business with the MLM thing. And I'm like,
I know.
Wrong audience, but okay. I mean, if it gets the creator money, whatever. Yeah. Gets the creator some money. I don't care.
I don't know. But I have noticed, and this is just anecdotal, but in the past, I think just on our last episode that 2 or 3 people commented that they had just found us.
Yeah, I saw the one.
Pretty interesting that all of a sudden, like, people are like, hey, you guys exist, because
Yeah. How many years in?
well, it's not even that, but like, why all of a sudden are people finding us again?
Right. So I'm saying, how many years I've been doing this, and they're finally letting you be seen in the algorithm?
It'll be 5 in June.
Right.
And
Hey, we have a 5-year anniversary.
Yeah.
oh my God.
We should do a thing.
Remember when we were all like fresh faced and
I
young?
know.
And
The other day, my Facebook memories popped up of Carrie's episode with Maria and Marie, and who else was on it? There was a third person on it.
Maybe
It wasn't
Jen?
one of you two.
no, it wasn't us.
Jen, maybe Jen. Maybe it was Jen.
Mhm.
But and like the woke knitting wars, like it wasn't like her first episode about it, but it might have been fairly early on, and I was like,
I think it was.
whoa, flashback.
Yeah.
We're all still here, haters.
Mhm.
Still
We were the
knitting.
ones that they were going to get rid of. We were gonna. I mean, Neil was gonna fail after 2 issues, right?
I know.
I mean, he's outlived Radical Threads now, so what's that mean? I mean, I don't know if that counts as anything, but
Last night, Liz or Therese, one of the two, said that in Craftsnark, I think, or one of the Reddit threads, because I totally don't follow Reddit, so I depend on y'all for that information. That somebody posted something about, and I guess there were a lot of posts that were really heavy about yourself and depression and stuff like that. And the person was like, like, I understand people have issues, whatever, but this is getting like really heavy. Can we get the topic back to just knitting and happier things?
no, excuse me. I'm sorry, but
we can't.
that's racist to say that we should just go back to knitting. Remember?
That was just
Remember
like,
that from 2019 when I made everybody mad?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't the only one, but
yeah,
I was making all of those racist Trump patterns. So
the other day, I caved and got a person's. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't know what she thinks or doesn't think, but it was a book club to do with the yarn. So it was like the yarn, she dyed the yarn and it's supposed to match the cover of the book, because I'm doing the whole book blanket thing. So I thought, well, let me try this. It'll be cool. So it's mystery. You don't know which book you're going to get and you don't know what the yarn. So I got it. And I mean, it kind of matches. And the cover's pretty. I don't know if I like the topic, but we'll see. I'll read it and try. And I'll give her like another month shot and see what happens. But the content of the book had to do with either going to Asia somewhere or it's set in Asia. And so she includes this letter with the package. And basically, I'm not going to say it all, but basically her interest in Asian culture and studies began in blah, 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 blah. And this book is based at that. So she thought it would, why she likes this book. And there's a book club coming up and blah, 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 blah. And basically, like, literally the beginning of the paragraph is like, when I wanted to travel to blah, 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 blah. I was like, dude, we did this and it was horrible. It was terribly in the end of the world. And this is how we ruined like multiple people's careers because she want to go to India. Is that what it was?
India. And she felt like it would be traveling to another world because it was so foreign to her. And heaven forbid that you say going out of my comfort zone is a foreign thing and I'm uncomfortable with it. Oh my goodness.
Guess what? It is a foreign thing. You're going to a foreign country.
Yeah, but it was because she compared them to aliens.
Right. So, I mean, this girl didn't do exactly that, but it was very similarly worded that I was like, wow, like 5 years ago, that would have gotten her canceled. And,
I think it depends on who you are, too, and where it is. And
true, and I've never heard her before. I don't know anything about her.
Whoever has it out for you.
Yeah.
Tabitha showed it to me, and I was like, damn it. Fine, I'll get it. I'll try it. So I have noticed multiple things recently that are like, wasn't that like taboo just like a year ago? Like, weren't people getting canceled over that? Like, now it's okay.
Yeah, but people really aren't getting canceled like they used to.
No.
Which is great.
I think that people realize that you can only be canceled if you choose to. And so,
I mean, heck, if anybody watched the Saturday Night Live thing, which I did watch because I loved Saturday Night Live in the 90s. That was my jam. So I watched it for the the history of it, to see the old cast members.
Really, really terrible MAGA thing though.
That he did, but honestly, when he did it, nobody laughed.
Oh, good.
The audience did not laugh. It did not land the way he thought it was gonna land. And the other cast members looked uncomfortable with it.
Good.
But then he like had another scene where he was, because they did a part of things that they've done in the past that didn't age so well, that are politically incorrect. Because Saturday Night Live always pushed, all the limits. And he said, basically paraphrasing, we had these, things that didn't age very well, and they turn, and now today's light, blah blah blah, that would get somebody canceled, but you laughed at them. So really, you're the one that should be getting canceled, right? Like, I mean, they were even making fun of canceling. And then they showed all the things, and they showed the, like sexual harassment and racism and this and that, and but everybody still laughed.
Yeah, because freaking comedy, when it's funny, is funny.
Right.
Whether or not it's politically correct.
Right.
But who was the person doing the MAGA skit?
Tom Hanks. And he's the one that said that shouldn't you be the one that's canceled because you thought it was funny, and then because that was a different part of the skit, but a different skit. But I was just like, I was even that they had wrong thinkers on it, they showed people in the audience who are not exactly,
Yep. yes, this is true. This is still funny.
Yes. Yeah, and they played that. They played that.
Because it's funny.
They played that. And they ended that skit with Richard Pryor saying a dead honky. It's a scene where him and Chevy Chase go back and forth saying slurs to each other. And they bleep out Chevy Chase saying the N-word. And he said, "You be a dead honky." And I'm like, it's still funny.
It's still funny. Whether or not they think it's funny, like.
But it was interesting that they didn't laugh at the Trump thing the way I thought they would. I thought they'd be like, "Woo, yeah, screw Trump." No, not really.
Okay, not so much. Oh, I don't know, man.
So I thought it was somewhat amusing. I mean, there was some politically crap in it, but it was I thought fairly made fun of,
And that's the thing too. If they were fair about this stuff, like people wouldn't care.
Right.
Like if you made fun of the left as much as you made fun of the right, we would probably all still laugh about it.
Right.
But I don't know, man.
It's okay to laugh, people.
I hate to say.
What?
Sun's getting real low, but also I have to go. I said I.
Oh, that's right. You said you had to go.
Anne has a prior engagement.
What?
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
So, anyways,
let us know when you're home safe.
Oh, thanks.
Have fun.
All right. I will
see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Is Neil still in chat? We can guilt him to come on.
No, I don't think he is. He was in for a minute and then he left. I don't know. It's like 11 o'clock. No.
I know. It is late over there. So
it's 11. I don't know. Math and time differences. It's longer than that. It's like
it might be later than that. I think he's 6 hours ahead of me. So it might be midnight over there.
Yeah. So Anne has to fight crime. I think she's doing some chiller than that.
She got the Anne signal. Da, da, da.
How funny.
The politically incorrect bat signal came out. She has to go.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about a concert I heard. She's gonna go listen to music or something fancy.
Look at that.
I think it's like fancy dance music.
A life outside of us?
What? Yeah. I don't know. She's had a lot of a life lately too, like in Texas and then in Florida. Like she like buckle down and work. No.
Did we vote on this getting to have a life?
I don't get to have a life. I still have those people that make it hard. That's okay.
We don't get to vote on anything either. I saw somebody today, and because I run the Facebook, like a big Facebook group for homeschoolers in Louisiana. And like I approved a post that was warning against school choice because hate to break it to you, school choice is not what everybody thinks it is. And the way it was worded, the woman used the word progressives, and people they were like, "Oh, that this is political, blah blah blah." And I was like, okay, if you take 2 seconds of thought, progressive depends on. There's progressives whether there's left or there's right in office. Progressive just means contrary to the status quo. So what's progressive right now would be opposite of Trump. What was progressive with Biden, it would be the opposite of Biden.
Right.
So one person in there made a comment of like, well, I vote we don't allow these kind of posts because of the political, whatever it'll cause. And I was this close to saying, well, guess what, baby, this ain't a democracy. I'm a dictator. But I was polite.
They don't have to know that you're a dictator.
And the Holy Spirit went, and I did not say that.
The Holy Spirit tackled you.
I was like, he's like, no, stop it. And I said, well, I run the group and I approve the post because guess what? Whether you like it or not, politics does affect education, including your homeschooling. And here's what the whole school choice really is. So do some research. I'm sorry that it made you uncomfortable. Get over it. Yeah. That's why I liked your I do not care spiel the other day, because there's a video still in my group from years ago when it must have been the first time Trump was in, and people were just and I did a big old video of like, I don't care who you sleep with, I don't care who you vote for, I don't care how you raise kids, I don't care. Like, I was just like, I don't care. Like, this is not an airport. You don't need to announce every little thing about your life. Here's homeschool information. Get in, get what you need, discuss, and get out. Like, I don't care. I don't care what you think about every little thing.
Yeah. And when I first started homeschooling, I was big into like the Facebook book groups, but I don't even go in them anymore, especially because I live near a city and I'm in New York, and so it's like, why?
Why torture yourself like that?
I'm lucky. I lucked out and I have this really, really excellent co-op, and they all know I'm a deplorable knitter. And after the election, couple of my friends and I were wearing like Trump won hats, and everybody thought they were excellent. And so I don't, like, when I need homeschool help, I ask those people now because I don't care about the rest. But no, the freaking sorry guys, we're gonna get into a homeschool talk for a second here. I got some information from HSLDA, the Homeschool Legal Defense Aid, and here in New York, they're trying to regulate us more. There's a group of people who were poorly homeschooled, and so now they're trying to have the people.
I don't sweat that.
More
because
regulated.
that group has been around for a long time.
Oh, really?
And apologies, the girl that started it is from my town.
Amy.
Sorry. But she apparently had a horrible experience, so she created this coalition for responsible home education or something like that.
Yeah, they suck.
I don't love HSLDA, and there's reasons for that, and it's not we don't need them at all in our state. In your state, might be worth joining, know. I might join definitely they have an agenda that's not okay in my eyes, but but they did put that out, and I was like, calm down, quit, because they do that. They rile people up into a tizzy when it's not an issue.
Right.
So every year that stupid group tries to get some ground with some legislation, but they have to do it at the state level. They can't do it at the federal level. That's not how that works.
Yeah. Well, they're doing it in my state though.
Right.
And I'm already
states like yours might be a little more like, let's do it, so you probably should pay attention to it.
That's why the HS whatever the hell they are was sending out emails saying, hey, this is going on, you guys should probably contact your representatives, because here they're going to be like, oh, people that aren't doing what we want to in the state, and their kids think for themselves, well, we want to get our claws into them.
Right. So, well, I'll just warn you that HSLDA is not actually the greatest at looking at and watching legislation. So I've had we have had to fight them in our group because they almost passed a really bad bill last session that was really bad for homeschooling. Okay. So whenever your session starts, everybody's state's different. Like we have a freaking session constantly. Like apparently some states only have it like one a year. We have like 4. I don't know what they're doing.
I'll have to find out.
But whenever they put the bills, y'all should be good. I wouldn't depend on HSLDA to keep y'all informed. I would watch the bills. I assume y'all have a website where they pre-file and you can watch them and da-da-da-da. Like we have a date the session starts, and they have until X date to pre-file all the bills. And then some sessions are only special sessions and have to do with fiscal and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I would watch the legislation but I mean, they have to have a a legislator who will put it forth. So I would keep an eye on your commie
Well,
legislators.
well, we have people that would do it. And for the people that are actually watching this who don't know what we're talking about, so there's this coalition that apparently
Yes.
started where Amy is. And
Sorry.
I don't know what homeschooling's like in Louisiana, but here in New York, I have to send a quarterly report. So every
Right.
quarter, I have to report what I'm teaching my children. Before I even can send a quarterly report, I have to send an individualized home instruction plan saying, this is what I'm going to teach my kids. These are the resources I'm going to use.
Right.
Then I send a quarterly report. And then when your kids are in 4th through 8th grade, every other year they have to be state tested. So either you do it 4th, 6th, 8, or you do it 5th and 7th grade, but they have to be tested at the state level. So in New York, it's kind of
you're
hard
already
to not be doing what you're supposed to be. I mean, like you can, but like having to write those reports is hard enough with my resources saying, okay, what did we cover this quarter?
Right.
I can't imagine trying to make it up.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and then
you know what I mean? So
Louisiana is super free. Like literally, there is two, and that was one of the that's why the bill was so bad last year. Is they were trying to make it supposedly better, but they were actually going to make things way worse. We have 2 ways to homeschool, and one is virtually the state knows nothing. The state knows your name and your address as a parent, how many students you have, and that's it. They don't know their age, their birth date, their nothing. Then the other way, which most of us don't do until high school, they do know more information, and at the end of every year you have to turn in some little thing, which could be a test, a list of your curriculum, a letter from a teacher, or if you want to do a standardized test or a portfolio. But it's literally like 1 sheet of paper, here's the courses we took. Like it is almost nothing. And the only reason people do that in high school is because to get our Louisiana scholarship program that we have for the state, you have to do that program. And that diploma is equivalent to all other diplomas. The first one's not equivalent. So like you could end up going to college and your diploma not be valid. So we always, that's the purpose of my group, is that we teach everybody this stuff. So that they're not in high school being like, well, I thought I could do whatever. I'm like, no, I told you to do this. So,
right. And like,
but
so
there is very, very, very little oversight in Louisiana.
And I can understand how somebody could feel like they were through the cracks and all these things.
Correct.
But in a state like New York, I know that there are other states. I think Pennsylvania is highly regulated. There's a lot of states
there's
that
quite
are
a
pretty
few
highly regulated.
Very regulated. Yeah.
And I don't know why they're coming after us. We don't need more
because they're trying to pass it like nationally. They're trying to make it like a national thing. But okay, yes, do parents slack and not homeschool? Absolutely. How many public school students are we graduating that don't know how to read, don't know how to math, and you just pass them to pass them? How many of them are abused? How many of them are, living in horrible conditions to abusive parents? A lot. Okay, but you're not shutting down public schools.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, yes, kids should be looked out for. I do think that
absolutely.
I think that there's something a little bit sketchy about, like, especially. Okay, so Amy and I like to watch this guy who talks about family vloggers who and he's always going after the ones who take their kids out of school because they're constantly vlogging. Like, yes, I think that family should probably be watched harder than I should be watched, because they took their kid out of school so that they can make more content with them and make them more.
Right.
That's not the same as me, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, yes, there should be something, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and I understand people are shocked at how free Louisiana is. Like, that is the main thing. When people when they pull their kids and when they come here from other states, they're like, what? Like, that's all I got to do? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, so when it gets bad here, hey, Amy, is there like a camper in your backyard? Or like a, I don't know.
I got a big enough yard. We'll squeeze you in. I got one leaving the nest eventually pretty soon. I can make room.
Someday. My kids are still small. Actually, no, they're not. When we went to Universal, one of them was considered an adult. And I'm like, what? Yeah. The 11-year-old was considered an adult. That's just to get more money.
Yeah,
I know. But still, they're both to the, like.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, when did you become this tall?
It happens before you know it. I know people are like, it goes by so fast, but yet it drags on so slow. But then you turn around and you're like, what the heck?
It's
How'd that happen?
it's that saying that the days are long, but the years are short.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely
It's true. It is true.
Because holy crap, at the end of the day, I'm like, please don't talk to me anymore. But then I look at them and I'm like, but why are you so big?
I know.
Like,
I know. The day mine were like actually taller than me, which is quite a feat since I'm 6 feet tall. So it took a while, but you know, the day they were taller than their dad, because he's shorter than me, I was like, okay, that's like adorable but sad at the same time. Because when the three of them stand next to each other, if he's in the middle, my husband, it's like boom, boom, boom.
That's funny.
I have pictures of them like on Father's Day putting their arms on his shoulders because he's like, and they're just like, hey, Dad.
How tall is he?
My husband, 5'10" if he stretches real good.
Oh, okay. He doesn't mind that you're taller. My husband, he gets all Twitter-pated if I put on heels.
He doesn't. I mean, he doesn't care. He doesn't. I mean, I never wear heels. Obviously, I wear flats. And in our wedding, I made sure his shoes had a decent size heel.
Gave him a little lift.
A little help. But then I had this veil, so it was like it didn't matter anyway. I still looked taller.
Yeah.
But my son's
like, she says she's got electricity at her barn, so I can move there too.
There you go.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't know. You really here is not really where you want to go.
I don't think so.
Let's find somewhere else.
I'm scared of Louisiana.
Let's both go somewhere.
All right. Like, don't you have like weird river monsters and shit down there?
We have a not great government, horrible infrastructure. You could die like 9 months out of the year. Yeah, it's not 0 stars. Don't recommend.
Okay. All right.
We only have one season and the 1 week of winter.
Yeah, and this year the week of winter was really like hardcore.
It was really a week of winter.
That was like. Did you get a whole week off? Almost, right?
I got like 4 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't go anywhere. There was no
That's
way
amazing.
to go anywhere.
Was it the best?
But I'm guessing if you live in areas where that happens all the time, you actually don't get 4 days off. You just have to learn to live with the snow.
Right. I mean,
So.
although okay, excuse me. We're having a salt shortage here in New York. I live like 20 minutes away from a salt mine. I want somebody to explain to me, like I'm 5, how we have a salt shortage.
Yeah, where's it going?
I have no idea. But it's funny because my husband, the other day, we were driving to pick up our kids. They were somewhere, and the roads were like white. And he's like, no, they should be putting enough salt down that it's like brown and slushy so they can plow it off. And then we got home that day and we found out that there was a salt shortage. And we were like, what the heck, man?
That is crazy.
But we live next to a salt mine. Like,
yeah.
If I felt like it, I could walk there. I'm not gonna, but I could.
Sir, could I please have some salt for my road?
Yes, please. Seriously,
could I please?
Clementine,
I'd like to leave my house. Could I have some salt, please, sir?
But for real. No, but I was going to say to you, I remember in the 90s, I don't know, I was probably like 8 or 9, right? So in the early 90s, we had an ice storm and everything shut down for at least a week. And it was awesome. It was amazing. And
that'd be awesome.
It was.
Yeah, they didn't even like try to make the kids do school or anything like that. That was the beauty of it. Like they didn't, because normally when we have like, we do have icy temperatures and people are like, we're still gonna go to work, you know. But it was literally so bad that like no one, you used to have the random idiot going out and you had the news people out, but like for real, nobody went out. So like it was just a collective nice community of everybody was at home where they were supposed to be. The kids didn't have to log onto their stupid Chromebook and do anything, you know. It was just a nice peaceful time. There was no crime.
Yeah.
Everybody's
too cold.
Everybody was having fun in the snow. It was great.
They were driving their swamp boats out on the snow.
They were driving their airboats and
airboat. I couldn't think of what those things were called.
They were driving airboats and pulling, and there was people on 4-wheelers pulling their pirogues down the street as like a big giant sled, and like crawfish platters were the sled. It was just like the best. Somebody made a giant snow penis. It was great. It was really great.
Why? Because they could.
Because they could. Because they could. And then it started to melt and lean. It was great. It was great.
So it started to look sad.
It did start to look sad. It was like a not a light pole, but like a statue of some kind. And I guess there were like bushes around the statue, so they just took advantage of the natural,
of the landscape and
landscape and architecture.
That's funny, but
yeah. But yeah, I definitely I don't love the Homeschool Legal Defense Association for personal reasons, but in your state, it's worth,
I mean,
they're utterly useless in my state, but like they literally tell parents, just go ahead, because a lot of times schools give us a hard time about withdrawing. Like, you have to do XYZ, and we're like, no, this is what the law says. You don't actually have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll tell them, just give them what they want so you can leave. And I'm like,
no. The point of having you is that we don't do that, right?
Y'all have hoops to jump through already. You don't need more.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I don't know,
because it's just like people are like, now we have a stupid education savings account that passed thanks to our Rhino governor, and I had such high hopes for him, but and people are like, yes, amazing, I can get money for school, and I'm like, do you literally not realize that government money makes government strengths?
Yeah,
like, it's, if you have an ESA, you can't just spend the money on whatever you want. They can tell you, nope, that's not a qualifying curriculum, or nope, that's not a qualifying course, or whatever, and you just have to say okay, because you took the money.
Yeah. Like, see, now I don't want any money, but I would like something where, like, I don't have to pay school taxes, because
don't make me rant about that.
I know. No, I know that it's not realistic, but I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm down for no taxes. Like, let's just go back to what taxes were supposed to be for.
I mean, we could do that.
But
like, I guess this is my gripe about the school taxes, though, is that technically my kids should be allowed to do things at the public school, but there's nobody that'll work with us to make those things available, even though we're paying taxes.
I mean, in your case,
it bugs me.
Your state has to jump through hoops that are equivalent to the public school students, so I could understand that argument. Like, here, we don't have to do that. We are completely not beholden to anything to do with the public school system. So, and I don't know how it is in your state, but in our state, when they homeschool, the taxes that go for each kid in a seat, like, I think it's like, in my parish, it's anywhere between $10,000 and $20,000 per student, based on if they're special needs or not. So we'll just say 15,000 a student gets counted, and that money goes to the schools. Well, if your homeschool student is not a butt in the seat, that is money not going to the school for your student. So therefore, and it has an acronym, it's called MFP. So if the school is not getting any MFP for your student, why should they take on the liability and the cost of your kid being in sports and choir and this and that? Because they don't get any money for your kid. So if you're in a state where they do get money for your kid for whatever reasons, maybe your oversight, then that argument makes sense.
Yeah.
But a lot of people try the same argument. They're like, well, my kids, no, I homeschool and I blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, but you pay for roads you don't drive on, and you pay for animal shelters when you're allergic. I mean, you pay taxes for stuff that you don't use because you don't use it.
Right. And I get that, but it's I think that we're a bit more annoyed about it, because there are programs, like, I have one kid that is super into drama, and I would love to be able to get them into the school stuff, because the private thing they do is cool and it's nice, but it's not on the same level at all as the school productions. And so if I'm paying for all of that, and my money is going to that, and I do. And because I have all the oversight of the school district and stuff, I feel like I should get some sort of perk.
They must still not get funding, though, for your student, if that's why if they're not letting you do it.
I think I just have to find the right person, because you know how it is. They're like, oh, I'm not sure about that. Let me find out. And then I get pushed to this person who's like, oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's the answer or not.
Yeah, because usually it has to do with the money, and it's not always the answer is money, So but if they're not getting, because everybody pays. I mean, in Louisiana, everybody pays the property tax. The biggest part of my property tax is schools, which, okay, they're not great, but I believe in public education. I don't believe there should be a federal Department of Education in the way that it is now. I think it should go back to what it was originally. People are like, we can't dismantle the DOE. I'm like, you do realize it's only been around since like 1979.
Yeah.
We were okay without it before.
Yeah.
But
we were better without it, actually.
State Department of Education, yes, I believe there should be public schools, you know. And I'm okay funding those public schools. But like the people that are like, well, I might have my kid homeschools. I'm like, okay, but the person next door who doesn't have any kids, they still have to pay property taxes for schools too. I mean, it's just part of paying taxes, which is too much. I get it. I totally think, it's too much, but we're stuck paying them. So
don't
own property if you don't want to pay it.
Yeah, no, but like I think that my kids are entitled to things from the school district, because when we went to private school, they got bused and they got different things. And so I think that
every state, I don't know how yours is set up, so yeah.
Do I have a state homeschool association? Probably.
There's a state version of HSLDA, yes.
Probably. Somebody asked if I have one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Most of the questions I have, we're part of LEA, which is Loving Education at Home. It's a Christian group, and they're pretty good. And so when I have questions, I go to them.
Yeah.
So those are the things I know about.
Something beeped.
Oh, it's my phone.
Oh, I was like, did I do that?
No, I put my phone up. It's charging. I put it up on the laptop. It made noise.
I know I set an alarm for something to remember to do something, but it's not till way later. So I'm like, it's not my turn to.
No,
Excuse
me. Man, I don't know anything. So,
do you feel better? I know you had a headache.
Okay, I have been, but I got a question.
Okay.
So everybody's like, take magnesium.
I tried.
No. I haven't taken any yet because I don't have any. I haven't left my house long enough to find some. But I was looking at my kid. I got a kid that's got a little bit of trouble going potty. And so they were taking some of the chewable Dulcolax there. It's magnesium. So you guys are telling me to take a laxative for my headache?
Well, magnesium does make things float. Dulcolax probably has something else in it besides the magnesium, but yes, you can actually just use plain magnesium for that. I mean, like when you go do a colonoscopy, they make you drink the magnesium liquid stuff.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
That's why it's milk of magnesia.
Well, okay.
But I mean, that's a lot.
Well, I
for the purposes
year, and this year, I mean, not this year. My doctor makes me take Miralax.
Yeah, that's essentially But I used to use powdered magnesium because you could dissolve it in liquid, but it was like 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon, and just chug it. But like I said, don't put it in soda because it explodes. Because I learned that the hard way.
That's funny. Morgan says it's a different type. And
it is different.
Find one for headaches.
It is a different type, but it does. If you take magnesium and you take magnesium baths, and my thing's plugged in, magnesium Epsom salt baths, all that helps with flow too.
Magnesium citrate in the morning, glycinate in the evening.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I haven't had to take it in a long time, but I used to have to, I would get the ones with the aura, where you start seeing weird things and colors. And it always started and went across. So if I could stop it before it could pass my midline, before it passed my nose, if I could go take the magnesium real quick, I could usually stop it to where it was just like a dull ache pain. Yeah. But if it crossed all the way, I was screwed, no matter how much. I mean, I could take it and it would help a little bit, but it was by that point, I was a goner. I would just lay in the room in the dark for hours.
Yeah. Morgan says she's on an antidepressant for her migraines, and I used to take amitriptyline every night, and it's an old school antidepressant, and I think I'm just going to go back on it because they've been bad. But
it is not fun.
Yeah, it's okay. But when I stopped taking it at night. I stopped taking that one because it made me real sleepy, and I had babies.
Yeah.
And then for a few years they were better, and now they've gotten worse again. So I can go back on it now because my kids are mobile, and they can come and shake me and be like, "Mom, I need you." So, So
and you don't
I
have to
think
get
that's
up
going to be the
3
answer.
times a night, you know?
Yeah. Well, the doctor was like, no, you can take it, even though the kids are babies. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to take it because I'm a psycho and I need to be able to hear if they like roll over. So, you know. Kendra says amitriptyline helped cure her fibromyalgia. That's cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Becca says hers are due to low electrolytes. Mine are due to pressure. Like we had a huge storm come through this past weekend, and it was bad. It didn't go away until like this morning, and the weather has finally like calmed. So
that was one of my triggers because the pressure's always up and down here, and my celiac disease, because gluten would cause it.
Really?
Yep.
That's really sad.
Yep.
I would be sad about gluten. I like gluten a lot.
Yeah. Gluten-free helps a lot though. Yeah. Especially if you have autoimmune conditions. But so I once I went totally gluten-free, it definitely got way, way less. I mean, I might get one every now and then, particularly if I drink too much soda or something like that. Hello, stop. What the heck? Usually when you pull it out, it stops.
Did you break it?
No, maybe. It's just like nope, 1 more inch. 1 more inch, that'll be like all the way to my fingertips.
Are they real quick decreases or something?
That doesn't sound right.
Look at how much you've knit while we've been talking. Holy moly.
Yeah, there's no way I should start. Yeah. 4 more inches would be all the way to my pinky.
Yeah, but you still have all those fingers in the middle.
Yeah, but the decreases for like this, I think this is what happened last time I made this mitten. So you start decreasing 4.5 inches from the thumb gusset. Holy moly. And then there's only
can't.
How many times? Like 11. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. I'll have to just I have to make notes and try it on, because if I go 4.5 inches, that's like up to here.
No, I'd say do at least like 1 more inch and then
I was thinking like right before my pinky.
No. How many rows of decreases is it? Like 11, you said?
Like 11, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a quick decrease. That's why.
Yeah. Wait, work round. No, I'm sorry. 5. No, 10.
Okay, pick a number between 5 and 10, and then tell me.
round, work 1 round, a total of 10 times for my size, until 8 stitches remain, and then you bind it off.
Yeah, so 10 rows isn't that much. It's only like another 1.5 inches or something.
Yeah, I'll count.
Because you're using like DK, right? So
yeah, it's DK. I'll count the rows, and see how far 10 actually is.
Yeah,
that'll help.
But that's why.
Yeah.
You might not need 4.5 inches, but I think
because I remember the last time I made them, there's like this much extra space in my
but
hand. So
to the top of your pinky might give you. It might not even give you enough. Yeah.
I got.
I don't know how many 10 roses. You let us know. Is it? It's gonna be like 1.25 inches or something.
Yeah,
I guess.
probably
1.5 inches.
Probably.
So.
Menfolk.
Morgan, we've missed you too. Just so you know,
she was able to hop on last night a little bit. So.
Yeah, like it's been so long.
I
used to talk to her all the time, and she used to like hang out.
When got a life.
I know, right? All these people do that, and then like, what the heck? My cat is being a ginormous butthole. So.
So you went in and out, in and out, in and
she's
out.
She's scratching the carpet next to the door, so I keep opening the door thinking she wants to go out, but no, she's just scratching the carpet like a butthead. All right, maybe she's finally going.
I have this thing on my door that like it doesn't shut it all the way, so it hooks on the doorknob, and then it goes into to the spot in the door. So it's kind of like a little latch that keeps it. It's just enough for the cats to get through. Because the dog would always come open the door and be like, bam, like, hello, how are you? You know? And so, I don't really want the dog in here at night because I don't want her sleeping in the bed with us. But
you don't want her doing what?
I don't let the dog sleep in the bed.
Oh, okay.
The cats can't, sorry.
Yeah. Well,
that's just the rules.
has lost her damn mind. She's scratching me. She went through the door and then she's laying on her side scratching. Like,
does she need food?
no, she's just, since we went on vacation.
Oh,
so we went on vacation and we were gone 9 days. It was a long time. She has been up my butt since we came back. Like, and we had to go to co-op, and my husband said she just ran around the house screaming.
She's like, they left again, they left again.
Yeah. So
that's like when we go in the fall and my neighbor comes over and she feeds them, and the dog I board because she's not to be trusted. And because she'll dig a hole and run through the neighborhood.
That's not acceptable?
No, because nobody's home to get her back, because then she can't get back in the hole that she got out. So then she's just running through the neighborhood and might get hit by a car. So.
Okay, that part's bad.
Because she's like the wind. Let me tell you, she's like gone. But so my neighbor will come over and play with the cats and stuff, and they're like, by like day 4, she's like, man, they mad. Like as soon as she walks in, they're like, rah, rah. And when we get home from being out of town, it's like nonstop. Rah, rah.
Yeah. Well, this one apparently my mother-in-law actually stayed over because our one cat is 17 and she has like a lump, and we were a little concerned about it. So she stayed a couple of nights to make sure everybody was fine.
Mm-hmm.
And this butthead hissed at her the whole time she was coming here. It's like, what are you doing? I'm going to lick you. She's killing me. Texas Sheep Lady says we have a people cat. Yeah, she really likes to be involved in what we're doing.
Yeah, I have one like that, and I have one that's like, excuse me, did I tell you you could look at me? Please go. And she's sitting over there now because she's like, I don't know, I don't want to beat on you. And the only time she wants to be by me is at night when it's like, so if it's, because I'm usually like by 10 o'clock, I'm in my room, either on the phone or knitting or whatever. Mm-hmm. So if I happen to stay up front and watch a movie with my husband or something happens, and she will literally like come and sit in the living room and stare at me like, it's time to go to bed. Like, why are you still up here? Mm-hmm. She will start walking towards the bedroom and she's trying to look at me. Mm-hmm. I said, we're going to bed. Like,
no, I get it. This one doesn't do that, but she's obnoxious. So Cassie said that her boyfriend's cat only loves him. That's the 17-year-old cat. She was my husband's first. She is not interested in the rest of us. She does like my oldest kid the best, next best compared to my husband, but it's like very distant second. This cat, we got her as a kitten, and everybody was here, so she's used to all of us. And then Morgan fell and broke her tailbone. I'm sorry. I hope you get better soon.
She broke her butt.
That's no good.
No.
And she's also allergic to cats, which is the saddest
part
of that story. I mean, the broken tailbone also sucks.
Yeah, that sucks too. But man, that sucks to be allergic to cats. I have cats and a dog, but don't tell the dog. I'm more of a cat person.
Yeah. No, I'm not a dog person. Like, I like dogs that are well behaved. Like, if you have a dog and it is trained and it does not jump on me, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
But if your dog is out of control, I have no use.
I don't deal with the jumping or the licking, and she's not a barker either, so she's a pretty good dog, other than the running the neighborhood. So that's her bad habit.
I think she's gone. So, well, she was causing a ruckus. I'm sure you heard her. And I can't. This door is in between mine and the kids' room, and it's all carpeted. So if I let her scratch, then she's scratching the carpet. She's a butthead.
Yep.
We like her, but she's also, that.
I have a butthead tattoo. Yeah. Remember when she got caught in the dresser when I was on here and I had to get off?
Yes.
Get off the dresser.
Yes. I would rather have a cat scratching the carpet and getting stuck in the dresser than having a dog, honestly.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me if I wanted a dog, and I'm like, dude, I finally potty trained all my kids. Why do I want that?
Right? No, yeah.
At least the cat goes in the box and you just scoop it. Like, I don't have to go out in the yard and carry a bag. Like, I always feel weird when I run into my neighbors and they've got their bag of shit and I'm talking to them. Like, it's just
how you doing? Yeah, and we don't even have a cat box because we have a doggy door, so the cats go outside too. They go outside, do their business, come back.
See, that's nice.
You know,
but our cats are not allowed outside.
it's not nice during the snow or a hurricane. I'm like, well, crap. Now what do we do?
Yeah.
To go.
Yeah. What do they do?
Well, when it snowed, I put a big piece of cardboard down on the grass to try to preserve that piece of grass.
Mm-hmm.
And they still were like, whatever. And they just tramped out in the snow and they still did it. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense. Hello, I mean, animals have been in the snow forever and ever and they go to the bathroom, but
But I mean, if they've never seen the snow, I wasn't sure that they would be like.
They were definitely like, what the frick?
Yeah.
Like, and then if it's really rainy or really windy, they'll be like, now sometimes they will pee like inside in the bath. They have a thing about peeing sometimes on the bathroom rug, and I don't know if it's like a marking thing or I don't feel like going outside because it's raining. Because it's always the same spots. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But I have one cat that has like urinary issues, so I don't know if it's part of his like getting old and he can't. I mean, he's old. He's like old for cats. I mean, he's like 10 or 11, which isn't super old for cats, but that's older. So
yeah, like our cat. It sounds terrible, but she's 17. She's 16. She'll be 17.
That's old for a cat.
And every time we go to Florida, we're like, my husband and I kind of do the like, do you think she'll be back there when we get back?
Be there when we come back, yeah.
Yeah. And like she's better than ever this time, and I'm like, maybe she's just like energized now. I don't know.
I mean, hey, I knew a lady who, my dad's girlfriend, they've both since passed, but her granddaughter had a cat that they got when she was a baby, and that cat did not die until she was 30.
Wow.
And I was like,
do live that long, but
I was like, dude, he's like Garfield.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I
was like, no wonder she's upset. She's
yeah,
had a cat her whole life, literally.
My mom just had to put her cat down. His kidneys stopped working. He was 7. And we're like, but 7's so young. But I guess that's an age where they like kind of develop acute kidney issues. And it's like very sad. Very, very sad. Well, my mom got him when the kids were small as a kitten so that they would grow up with them. And that's very, very sad.
Yeah, that is sad.
But things happen. Yeah. And somebody, Cassie said that her friend's mother-in-law had a cat, lived to 21. Yeah. Some of them just are too damn stubborn.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's okay. But I don't know, man. You got your men folk there?
Huh?
Your men folk wanting your attention or what?
No, they went. They were feeding themselves.
Yeah. Oh, good. They know how to?
They could cook breakfast foods.
Oh, I think we have this conversation every time.
I purposely rearranged the dinner so that they could cook breakfast foods tonight. Although tomorrow I'm leaving them too, so I don't know what they're doing tomorrow night because I'm going to the knit night. So I'm going to go pick up Denise and we're going to go to the knit night. And
do they eat like pizza or something? That's what we had tonight.
They'll probably go get something or they'll just eat leftovers. But I have reached that stage of life where I'm literally just like, if I cook, I cook. If I don't, I don't. You'll live.
Yeah, well, your people are bigger.
But they're bigger and they can get in the car and go get what they want. They can cook something if they want.
They have jobs. Mine don't have jobs.
The littlest one doesn't. He's still in high school. I still have to, technically take care of him. But even the older one that still lives here, he's like, half the time, he's like, because he gets up so early, he gets off from work, because he works construction, and he's suddenly become very health conscious. So he's like all into Whole Foods. I'm like, yeah, well, you have Whole Foods money because you only pay $200 in rent. I don't. So I don't have Whole Foods money. Sorry. But he's only cooking for one, so he'll go get what he wants. If he sees what I'm going to make for the week and he's like, eh. And if he doesn't want it, he'll just go. He loves salmon. So he'll go get his salmon and his Brussels sprouts and cook himself a little dinner by 5 o'clock. And he's like little grandpa.
Do you like meal plan? And like, this is what we're having?
I do meal plan. And then I write the days out, but they may move, But I just started doing Hungry Root. This is like week 4 of doing that
Yeah,
Hungry
we
Root
talked
thing.
about that some.
And I'm liking it. I dig it because I'm just so tired of. I'm just so tired of coming up with.
I know.
It's 21 years of cooking. I'm tired of coming up with ideas, and what I like, they don't like, and this one's picky. There's only like 3 meals that all 4 of us like.
Mm-hmm.
I need to eat more of the tacos, sweet and sour chicken, and spaghetti or whatever the other thing is.
Yeah.
So I just got to the point where I was like, look, Harrison's doing his own thing for the most part because he's Mr. Independent and grown. And this is a food. If you want to eat it, eat it. If you don't, don't. But it comes to me all like, it's not all like, this is the meal, but it's like, here's the meat, here's the vegetables, here's if you have sauce or whatever, rice or whatever.
Dude, we did HelloFresh.
I like it.
We did HelloFresh,
like,
and it comes with a thing, and here, you need this much sour cream. Here's this much sour cream. I loved it.
I like it, and it's like 150 a week, and I'll get like, I picked it to do like 3 dinners and 1 lunch, and then depending on what you pick for the dinner. So if you pick something that's like 3 steak based things, well, then that's all your points. I mean, it depends on what you pick.
Yeah.
And then so usually I have like a couple of credits left over, and it'll give me a snack of some kind or something like that. But there's tons of gluten-free stuff, and I'm like, dude, gluten-free tortellini, where is this in the store? I can't get this in the store. Like, where is this coming from?
No, that's cool.
Not for these prices, I mean, a bag of gluten-free bagels is like, I don't know, $7 for me in the store.
That's awful.
So I'm like, okay, I don't know where this is coming from. And I mean, there's organic, and there's all the different diets, the paleos and the blah 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 blah. So I just click, and you could say what you like and don't like, and I don't like this vegetable, never send me that. And you can go in before and pick, hey, this is what I definitely want this for the week. You could skip it, et cetera, et cetera, and it just comes to me Saturday morning, and I just put it on the fridge. And then I mean, I've jazzed a couple of meals. I'm like, yeah, no, I need more spice than that, and I've jazzed it up, or modified it a little bit. But I can cook, But if you don't know how to cook, the recipe's all there, and you really don't have to be, think that hard. And that's what I wanted, was to stop thinking about food.
Cassie. She said that her boyfriend's her trad wife and does all the cooking. She'd starve without him.
That would be awesome. But my husband does all the cleaning, so I'm not going to complain about that.
Oh, I do all the cooking and cleaning, but I don't work full time either.
But yeah, if I was home, I would do. I did all that for years while I homeschooled, and I stayed home and everything. But no, I mean, I do dishes and laundry, and we all do that. It's like, hey, your turn to do this, your turn to do that, But he vacuums, because his level of what's acceptable and my level are 2 very different levels.
See, now my husband's and mine are 2 very different things, but I'm still the one in charge, and then he just tells me when he feels like it's fallen below the level, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
They'll be like, what is it? When are we getting rid of this? When are we getting rid of this? And I'm like, dude, the yarn room is off limits. Stop asking me about it. I will pick up the piles. Okay. That's all I can promise you, is that I'm picking up the piles. Okay.
Yeah. That's
leave me alone.
But I really, really liked the HelloFresh, but the kids really hated it. But the nice thing about it was, like, they sent us some different proteins that we don't, like ground turkey and ground pork. And my husband, like, if I got them before, he'd be like, oh, what's this? But then we had it with that, and now he's way more receptive to it. So that's kind of nice.
That is nice, yeah. So, I will tell you the thing I noticed about Hungry Root, which I don't look at it because I don't eat it, but there'd be like, and there's not a ton of them, but there's like, say the main dish is, I don't know, I'm just gonna make some up, some vegetable stir fry or whatever. There were some meals that were like, this is the main dish for like 2 adults, and then here's a kind of mini dish that's some of the aspects of this, but that like little people will eat, so maybe this is the chicken breasts and the rice or whatever, and not the spicy sauce and vegetables that goes in this thing, so it's kind of like a parent and kid meal for the pickier people. I didn't look at those because I don't eat that, but so I thought that was kind of cool, because then, like, especially if you have little kids, they're not going to eat your spicy Asian stir fry, maybe, so.
Like, my kids don't really care for sauces on stuff. And so, like, when I made the HelloFresh, the things they liked were, like, the breaded chicken. And then one of the sides that they did several times was, like, these cubed up potatoes that you just toss in oil and, like, herbs and bake. And so, like, but do I need to pay $100 for that meal? No, that's one I know how to make on my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
So it's kind of like,
so far, none of the meals have been anything that I don't already know how to make.
mhm.
It's just that I don't have to go to the store and get it, and I don't think I could get out of the store for the cost of all that. For $150 for 3 meals and some snacks, I don't think I could do that, and not in my town. The groceries are just astronomical. I think Louisiana, Mississippi paid the most for groceries, they said. So, I mean, I could make everything that's on the recipe. So, I mean, I could space it out and take the recipes, and I might do that one week and like, okay, here's the recipes from this week. Let me go try to do it in the store.
Yeah.
And
I
see
mean,
how much it is.
it's worth trying.
You know?
Texas, I was raised, if you don't like it, next meal's in the morning. I mean, yes, to an extent, but there are some things that like my kids hate.
Right.
And I still cook it, and I know that they hate it, so I'm not gonna make them.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I did that until I had the great risotto incident, and I probably told that story. So that's, I don't do that anymore. Now it's just, look, you'll eat the meal or you won't, and if you're big enough to make your own meal, cool. If not, get you a healthy snack and get out of my way.
Mm-hmm. I don't know the great risotto incident. Can you tell us, or is this not something you want to share?
It was arrogance in parenting. that when you have an early childhood degree, I am going to win this game. And I was taught in school that every kid will eat, and they will eat what you put in front of them. And no matter what, blah, 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 eventually they'll get hungry and they'll eat. And I was going to win this argument. And my older son, the one who eats the salmon and the Brussels sprouts now, and is 6'2" and incredibly healthy. So I guess he was right in the end. I always had like the, just try a bite, and he had sensory issues. And he was like, maybe, I don't know, 5 or something like that. And he had, up until this point, eaten risotto before and liked it. And it was delicious and he loved it. And then one night he said he wasn't going to eat the risotto anymore. And I just said, you need to just try a bite. Just try a bite. And then you can move on to the next thing or whatever. No, he was adamant he was not going to try the bite. And so I'm like, fine, then you don't get anything else until, I was like, you're going to eat this risotto. So it wasn't that, okay, fine, you'll eat at breakfast. I was like, no, you're going to eat this bite of risotto. I am going to win this battle. So this child, and I'm like, in retrospect, I'm like, this is so stupid. Why was this the hill I stood on? Like, there's so many other hills I could have stood on. And it was like, I don't know, he must have went till like 3:00 in the morning or something. And he like got out of bed. He's like, Mommy, I'm ready to try the risotto now. So I go get the risotto and I heat it up and I'm all encouraging him. Thanks, bud, for trying it. Da, 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 da. And he's going to try it. He takes a bite of the risotto because he was upset. He was really upset. And he had eaten other things, but I'm like, you used to eat it. You used to love it. Why are you not eating this risotto? And he takes a bite. He's like, I did it, Mommy. Now can I have something else? And so I gave him something else. And then he promptly threw up everything from the stress of everything.
Oh, no.
At 3:00. And I'm like, I'm sitting there going, why am I doing this? Why am I making this child eat this thing that he said he didn't want to do? I'm like, I know better than this. Why am I doing this? And I'm like,
no, I vividly remember.
So then it became, I would like you to try it. This is what's for dinner or the meal. If you do not want this, the next meal is at X time. If you want me to save it, that's fine, but you don't have to eat that meal again. You can eat, whatever. Or if you want a snack, you can have a snack, but it's going to be a healthy snack, not chips or whatever. And then my younger son had autism. I say had because he's no longer on the IEP or anything like that, and he's technically disseminated, but it's still, there's still things. But he is still pickier. But with him, I was like, I am not doing that. I knew that was not going to fly. So for him, it's just a matter of encouraging him to taste things or whatever. So I learned the lesson on the first one so that I didn't do it to the second one.
No, my second one was the one that had the meal that lasted like an entire day.
Right.
And it wasn't that I was trying to make them eat the whole meal. It was you need to try what I cooked for supper.
Well, it was the A, you'd eaten it before. And B, we was po. We couldn't afford to waste food.
Right.
And C, like, you'll be okay. I know you'll be okay. Try it. Now, I have had a couple of times, like, there was one time they didn't want to eat something. And I'm like, what's the big deal? And finally I tasted it. And it was, like, rotten. I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah, no, that's no good.
I was like, then I learned to taste their food.
I mean, yes, I've been like, you guys need to eat this thing that I cooked, right? Like, I think most
Right.
parents do that. But
Right.
also, like, if your father and I are like, we have the discussions, especially because they're getting older now.
Mm-hmm.
I make food that your father does not particularly like. But do you
Right.
hear him saying that he doesn't like it? Maybe sometimes
Right.
he's like, "Oh, we're having this." Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's
You
not
might be like,
thrilled, but
I'd rather you not, if you
yeah,
could,
or there's meals that I make that because he really likes them and I don't really care about
Right.
them. And so
Right.
like
Right.
we're starting to get to the age where I'm like, you might not love it. It might
Right.
not be your favorite, but this is what we're
Right.
having. Daddy loves shepherd's pie.
Right.
I don't really care about it. The kids don't really care. But there's nothing
Right.
in there you don't like. So move
Right.
along.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah, and I totally, trust me, I learned, but it was like my teacher told me that, no kid will go hungry. And I'm like, yeah, kids with sensory issues, yes, they will. They will
yeah.
starve themselves. Will they eventually probably eat? Sure, but are we going to get to that point of desperation and mental and emotional and, physical not pleasantness? No. So you need, that
There
definitely worked itself out. But
there was the night that my kid I made him try a piece of pork. And like an hour and a half later, they were chewing it like gum. They never swallowed it.
oh
They were
no.
small. They were like 2 or something. Like,
Oh gosh. Like you still have that? What are you
what is happening? Why? If you didn't like it, why are you still chewing it? Oh
Yeah, so
god.
now that and then last recent years, obviously since they hit middle school and stuff, it's like, Mom, I really don't like when you like that. And I'm like, okay, make a sandwich. I'm not feeding you. I'm not cooking another meal. I never
Right.
did the cook like 2 meals thing. I'm like, no, this is what it is. If you don't like it, eat a bowl of cereal. I don't care.
No, but I have one kid that does not like mashed potatoes. Right? Something about the texture
Yeah,
makes them like they
yeah,
won't eat them. So I'll like boil some egg noodles or I'll like
yeah,
I don't make a
yeah,
second meal, but I'll be like, I know that they make
yeah.
you
I
gag.
know that you
Why
hate
am I
this
gonna
thing.
do that?
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
So
I understand that. And I totally will do that. Like if I know, like if I'm planning for the week, well, not now at this point, I'm like, whatever, you can cook your own food because you're
yeah.
basically grown. But it would be, hey, make sure I make tacos, one,
Mhm,
so I know there's a meal they like
mhm.
if I'm making, and I never was, I never pushed after the risotto incident, I never pushed anymore. So like if I'm making chicken and potatoes and broccoli, they'd probably not eat the broccoli. They just, one of them just does not like vegetables and the other one just eats only some vegetables. Guess what? They're freaking healthy as a horse. 6-pack abs, 6'1" and 2",
Yeah,
never sick. I
yeah,
think it's okay. You
yeah.
know,
No, I agree.
because there's some age comes with
Yeah.
now this 17-year-old will get an apple for a snack instead of a bag of chips. But well, he's 17, he'll probably get a bag of chips, some peanut butter, and apple.
Yeah.
He'll eat like 10
They'll eat
things.
like 2/3 of what's in the refrigerator and that,
Right, 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 right.
but
Because he's
yeah.
17, but
But that's the thing, like, I mean, but my kids are like 9 and 11 now. So I'm getting to the
right,
point where I'm like, sometimes you eat things that aren't your favorite. Like if
right,
it makes you gag, I don't want you to eat it. But also,
right,
like
right,
if
right,
you
right,
just kind of don't like it, it's kind of
right.
like, okay, we'll move on
And that
to it.
was my point. Was always like, well, let's just. If you don't try, you don't know if you don't like it.
Right. And that's
So
the
you
thing.
have to at least try. If you really try and you don't like it, okay. I get it. That's fine. You tried. I understand. But if you really don't try, I mean, come on. And I tell my husband that. He's like, well, I don't like that. I'm like, how do you know if you've ever eaten it? He's like,
I
no.
you take a no thank you bite. So
Right. Yeah. No,
sorry.
thank you. Yeah. We call my husband. He has the Paul face because he learned many, 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 many years ago to just shut up and try it.
Mhm.
And he will take a bite. And my husband is an eater. Like this man could put down some food, and he will take a bite. So if he doesn't ask for seconds, he doesn't eat it quickly. He doesn't like it. And then there's a face that he makes when he's eating it, where it's like you could see him like trying to figure out how to best swallow it without making a face and insulting me. Because he used to say, well, he used to be like, and I'm like, I made this, like I cooked and I wanted, and then he's like, okay, so he didn't say anything. So then he started making the face. He's like, I'm not even saying anything. I'm like, but I know you don't like it.
That's funny.
He's like, and I'm like, you're right, you can't win.
Yeah, no. My husband, he like he'll critique the food, but sometimes it'll be like, "Hey, I think you accidentally overcooked the chicken."
Yeah.
Like, were you
like, hey,
like he does it like, "Hey, were you doing like more than one thing? Is that what happened?" Trying to figure out why it's not as good as usual. But
the meat's a little chewy, or it's a little too spicy, or whatever. Like that's fine. That's fine. You know.
But yeah, I've tried to break him of the habit of being like, "This is so gross."
Oh no, he learned that like year one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I am not a good cook, and I was
like, "Are you cooking?" Yeah, and he'd be like, "Okay, fine, I get it." I'm like, if you cooked, we'd be eating burgers and scrambled eggs and a sandwich every day.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of meat. There'd be too much meat if we let them cook all the time.
Yeah, because he doesn't know. Like when we first got married, he's like, "Well, how do you know the water's boiling?" I was like,
"Well, my husband could cook when I met him, so that was good."
Yeah, I'll cook, you clean. How about that?
Yeah, but it's crazy. So anyway,
now I'm hungry.
So Anne left, and we talked about homeschooling and cooking.
Sorry.
So sorry, this isn't the show you probably expected.
Welcome to the DK and Amy show. If you have any questions for DK and Amy, you may submit.
And if you have any recipes that you would like to share with us, because I am tired of cooking, I don't really want to. So
I'm telling you, it's just like eventually your brain's just like, I cannot. Because Pinterest and magazines and you save all these recipes and you try them, or they like suck, and then they're like, and then a lot of people, I'm sorry, a lot of y'all just don't know how to cook. I'm sorry. Are you bringing me bacon? Look at my man bringing me bacon.
Wow.
Ladies, get you a man that brings you bacon.
Danielle says I need some recipes because apparently Wingstop.
You do. I bring home the bacon too. You just bring home more than me.
Wingstop is not acceptable every day. I mean, it could be. I don't know. But there you go. Well, Amy's going to eat her bacon. I'm going to go eat another slice of pizza because that's what I rustled up today. So, but.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming and hanging out, especially because it would have been just me.
You'd be like, oh, I'll see y'all later.
So, cool. Guys, thanks for coming. Anne and I will be back on the weekend at some point. Amy sometimes does her podcast with her sister.
Sometimes. Probably not till after Mardi Gras. Denise has just had some stuff, so.
When's Mardi Gras?
March 4th.
Okay. Cool.
So when I get back from out of town from Mardi, because I leave from Mardi Gras, I'm like, peace out, y'all. I ain't gonna be around here.
No, my husband actually ordered it. I just picked it up on the way home.
I had to dial. Like, geez.
No, if I didn't even have to do that.
I don't even dial anymore. It's an app. I had to open the app.
All right, friends. Thanks. Check out Amy after Mardi Gras, or I
got lots of stitch stoppers at Pro Life Knitter.
Yeah. Stitch stoppers, Pro Life Knitter.
Save the babies.
Yeah, for the babies. Oh, and get some Chicken Lady yarn. It's also get 5% going to the babies this month. So
yes,
cool. All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.